Alright, let's get started.
Alright, the recording has started.
Okay, cool. Are you
I
using
hope.
the audio of just the gameplay or mic?
I'm not sure.
Can skip through this. Oh, too far. Okay, so already, you were
My,
you're kind of distracted by me talking here, and that was my bad. But you should be up here because we have second, seven select. You should be scouting out, telling our team what you got. You know, um, you obviously don't want to peek to like give away your position, but you should at least be up here a few seconds earlier, just to poke your head because they already expect you out here.
It's fine. Everyone what's up, right?
they have a Hammond on statue.
Just unlucky. So far, so good.
I haven't boopy.
Mercy dead.
Nice.
Ryan half. Kill Ryan right now.
Um, I mean, I'm not a Widow player, but you right here could be using your grapple since it's off cooldown to hop up top to the right here and be shooting down into the corridor, not like at the shield at this Rhine, right? Because I believe, let's see, I think the Widow is still alive, right? So I mean, you space her off by not being in the open here, but
Mercy dead.
yeah, your number one job right here is the other Widowmaker. And we know she's in this other window right here. So if you grapple up, you can take a grapple shot and, you know, take her out of the fight. Maybe take care of these people. Because there should be nothing else contesting you except for the Pharah. And the Pharah already killed two people, and she's also your job here, right? As well. And, you know, you've just kind of let her run wild because you don't even have sights on her.
Ryan half. Kill Ryan right now.
Yeah, she killed 4 of your team members. Yeah, and you're not even looking at her. She's above you right now. You're dead. You should be grappling out. No. You need to die here. You shouldn't even be looking at this Hammond. You either should have tried to kill the Far, get out, or just get out. But you've grappled further into the enemy team and not even in a good position, right? You're still on the floor, looking at tanks. Like, you should be dead and resetting. Yeah, the Reinhardt's gonna kill you.
No, unfortunate.
Oh, hold on. What was their count? Ring. Sorry. So let's see. Yeah, so this Widow shouldn't even be your job, right? You can ask the Genji to contest her. I don't know what he was doing this first push, but he was probably with your, you know, your tank core here and dying to the Pharah. So you probably could have saved this push just by picking the Pharah instead of the Mercy.
No, unfortunate.
But like either way, your biggest problem right now is like you're not making the shots available to yourself, even when they could be. Yeah, and yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to deal with two. Hey Genji, I'm gonna ask you a favor. Can you dive their Widow so I can take care of the Far? It's really hard doing both.
Yeah, I had over last time.
That's okay, you just didn't see that. So you kind of... Oh, well, let's see if you hit her.
Yo, there's a guy behind you.
Yeah, but so you put yourself on the ground here again, and like Jane was talking about, right? Like map control. So like when you're up here, right, on this ledge over here, you get to see everywhere from here to all the way over here, except for statue, right? So you can see this window and this window around the statue, and the entirety of the point. You put yourself here on the ground, right? So this is the only part that you can see. So the only thing you're contesting right now is the window and where your tanks like already have passed going. So you're doing like pretty effectively nothing here. If you were just up top, you'd be doing better.
Far half.
Yeah, because you're just shooting a Rhine shield now.
Ryan low.
so like, your team has probably already lost this, right? Because the Widow and Pharah are doing work again. And like, again, if you had just gone onto the high ground in the middle behind you here, you could probably see at least the Pharah. But now, like, look where I am, right? I'm trying to start this fight, and you're like in the back doing not much. The walls were okay. It gives you a better sight line.
Zen dead.
Yeah. So you don't ever need to be on the ground like that. You need to be more aware of like your cone of vision. And your walls, like, you yourself got value out of them. But we're going into a push here that's already lost, and you pretty much already lost the fight when you popped walls. So you wasted an ultimate and got an irrelevant kill that now the team has to go into without your ultimate.
Or try and stick with me and beat me. Okay? Because if you just like selling it, we have to go already. What else have I done? I'm going to
Yeah, see again, right? Like you could be grappled up even on statue right now. I mean, I know she has walls right now, but you should have positioned yourself a little bit better and then fallen back, not been in this awkward like sitting and looking at where your Genji is already trying to contest the Widow who's over here, right? Because you're not contesting anything except this Hammond, and you're not even looking at this Hammond.
Hammond low.
This is a better position. See, there you go. Immediately get a kill. That's just bad target focus. You should have been able to kill the Zenyatta here. You're too hyper focused on the tanks. The tanks aren't your job. You know, they're just secondary to what you're trying to do. Because if you had killed the Mercy and the Zenyatta here, you'd be hard carrying this push. And I mean, I assume this dropping was an accident. So that's whatever. Just be more careful with your footing.
Hammond low. Target Hammond. Nice.
And I'm hoping you grapple up here, right? Because now you know you can be more aggressive. The Widow's over here, but you can go over here. Oh, shit. Where are we? Oops. Alright, we'll just watch that again. Yeah, see, like you have grapple here, right?
Hammond low.
If you're just sitting here body shotting the Hammond, you could be playing Soldier. Yeah, it's good. Oh yeah, you just got a little overexcited to get that Zenyatta, huh?
Nice.
This is fine. Eh, it's irrelevant. The Widow's dead. You got the push.
We're good. Yeah, it's no. Like we won the fight, dude.
Also, like, you should mute me in game, or yeah, in game. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But it's just kind of distracting, that echo. Can't believe it's not annoying for you when you play. Okay, this is good. You're being aggressive. You're taking the space.
Hammond.
Oh, yeah, this Hammond should die here.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. Those walls were way too early and unnecessary. You already know that the enemy team is coming back from spawn, right? And they're gonna be right here. Like, you should know that they're going to be right here, regardless of walls. Like right here, I can be scouting, or your other teammates can be scouting, right? Just like ask for the positioning of the team, or like, you know, just assume you know where they are. Like using infrasight on attack is a lot more, like it's harder to get value out of. But you should still be using it like right before fights, not in this weird pick phase, because right now all we're doing is pushing up for the space and staggers, right? Because we can stagger these three, even without your walls. Like, because they're just going to be running back to spawn. Yeah, see? Because, like, look, you're just sitting here not even, like, in range of the targets. So you just spent the entirety of your infrasight walking towards them.
don't die. Just whittle them down. Nice.
Let's fall back. Let's fall back a bit.
No. Stay up.
We're pushing space right now.
I have Genji ult, so we can Genji Zarya.
Like, you can be standing up a bit too. You could even be standing over here on the right. Like, you can use grapple not just as a way to position yourself, like, aggressively, but also as a way to get out. I know you know that, but, like, you are accomplishing 0 right here.
If they push up to the table.
Like, most of this game already has been fighting teams, like, 5v6. Or taking fights 5v6, because you're out of position. You're not bringing any value right now.
Call Widow if you see her. Also far.
Yeah, you're scared of the Widow, but... Alright, now you're in the right place.
Far half. Hammond's up top.
Yeah, you should have dropped left or grappled over here, like the second you took a Pharah rocket, right? Because she's in your focus and you know that they're diving you. Like, your job is to be out of the fight as much as possible and just providing value with the damage. So we're gonna end up fighting this fight again 5v6 without you. So like sorry, going back, if you had played aggressively and gotten a kill and then gotten back, that would have been good. Like an option, right? Or otherwise you could have positioned yourself up here so that like when they started pushing choke, you could take shots. Like playing defensive is okay. And it definitely seems like you favor that style, at least in this match. But you're not like getting out in the proper way. Like, you can play defensive in a way that provides value by being able to take shots instead of this, like, I'm just going to sit here and see if I can look at targets.
Don't grab.
They just wasted, reset, they just wasted sights.
Yeah, and alternatively, you can be popping sights when they do, right?
Well, at least we have grab, I guess.
We're also shattered.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we get a free wipe now. Watch out for this Pharah and Widow. Somebody might be behind us.
Yeah. So like this is much better, right? Because like I'm sitting right here, right? So I'm providing space for this entire corner, yeah? And so all of this is enemy space, right? But by sitting here, you then like, you know, you're being a threat here. Even if you don't get a kill here, like,
Wow. What
yeah,
is
I
this,
mean,
like,
that's just unlucky, to be honest. Yeah, this is fine. Like stuff like that's okay, right? It's like you attempt to make a play, but you get punished for it. Like it's whatever.
oh, they're on triple tank.
Again, you could play more defensive, like around the Reinhardt, if that's what you're doing, right? But I don't know. Like it seems like you want to play like defensively, but then take an aggressive move. But it's okay. Maybe not the proper time to do it. It's just, it was more unlucky that the Zenyatta was, like, looking at you.
Something else.
But I think that was fine.
I can take it.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, and they swapped on that monkey to either counter you or the
That's a
Genji.
good call, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Not like professional, I just mean like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, your calls are, like, you're making calls, but not anything that's, like, that relevant. I mean, asking Genji to specifically target the Widow is good, but otherwise, like, if you were in a better position and just, like, body shotting targets, you'd be bringing more, right? Because you could be calling targets here. Otherwise, like, I don't know. You haven't said much of value.
Big Lucio throw. Go taxi, Lucio.
Hammond?
I'm gonna have Genji ult.
It's fine. Just hanging out.
Play tanks. Stick with me. Don't flank. Leave the edge. Wait, kill this Hammond.
Hammond low. I'm hammered.
You got a little overly aggressive there. I can tell that I blocked the shatter because I hit the Hammond with the fire strike. It just seemed like you were maybe tunnel visioning a little too hard on killing him. See, because like if you had been behind me, you could have probably just killed that Ryan mid charge and like saved me a lot of health.
Get monkey. Oh, never mind.
I personally probably would have chased the monkey. He offered like a lot of ult charge, and you just kind of ignored him. Like remember how much damage you do, right? Winston in ult is just there to make space, but he's kind of just feeding with his ult. But you didn't really take an opportunity to feed off of his bad ult. You know, you didn't really punish it. And if you had been back here, look, he's sleeping, right? He's just hanging out with your Ana, who's half health now, who's gonna die now. If you had been back here earlier and chasing him, you could have killed the Mercy, potentially. Maybe not, but you at least could have done a bunch of damage to the Winston. Now, like, you're in here too late, and the Ana is gonna die. I also made a mistake here. I should still be back here with the tanks.
On this Ryan. Ryan low.
Yeah,
Mercy dead.
I was just lucky. So we're really lucky that our team did capitalize on the fact that the tanks were behind us. So that worked out, but it was basically a 3v3 and then a 3v3 over here, and our team just won the 3v3 because I don't know, the Zarya's a god, but that was pretty lucky that we won this push because they had at least a Lucio ult and a Hammond ult here, so they probably could have won this fight if they had outplayed our supports.
Alright.
Or our Lucio.
Although they couldn't have known that. Well, we can grab Death Blossom.
That was risky.
Oh, I've tried doing that behind the box and I fucked up.
Yeah, that's okay. That was just dumb. You knew the Widow was there. Even if you had gotten behind the box, she still could have headshot you. There's no reason for you, like looking at this team comp, right? There's no reason you need to be trying to contest this high ground and this Widow. See, because like what their comp is, or at least before, right, was Winston instead of McCree. You should have been sitting with your tanks and then contesting their triple tank, right? Instead of like trying to tele into the Widow. Like, what I want to know is like, what was the plan here, right? Like, okay, we're gonna walk up.
Well, they couldn't have known that. Well, we can grab Death Blossom.
Right, so you just called grab Death Blossom, right? Even though I later called they have the Xenon, right? But you're walking in here with the plan of Grav ult for you, right? And so you should be sticking with the Zarya and waiting for the Grav. And then like, okay, we're going up here. Why? Right? Are you looking to like drop down into the Grav? Are you gonna shotgun the Widow? I don't know what you're doing here, right? And I don't think you know what you're doing here. And so like even if you get behind this box, your head is still like poking out a little bit, right? And you're gonna get face tapped because you're not moving. And so like even if you get up here and chill by if you get all the way in here and chill right here, right? Why? Like why? Like best case scenario, the Zarya grabs right here and you have to walk right back out to the Widow? Like either way it would have been smarter to go Mega, like down here, right? Like around this way and then like popped out into the grab, or like, you know, even went left, right? Just walk in and go around. Either way, you don't want to be up here, right? Because this Widow has, you know, she has all of this, right? So you avoid this. You go where she can't see. Because you're super easy to hit. Right. Oh.
Oh, I've tried doing that behind the box and I fucked up.
So you see, your Genji is up there. He's looking to contest that Widow already. You don't need to be up there.
I killed the widow.
And we should have been backing out at this point.
Sorry, that was a roll. I shouldn't even tried to do that.
Hog, hog, hog.
Yeah, and I knew.
We need to do it.
Yeah, no, see, I mean, I called it too late.
Hey, could you just play D.Va into this area?
Because I thought we were going to grab into it. And we did grab into it, but we grabbed late.
Actually, I have ult.
So, switching to Widow here, yeah, switching to Widow here would be probably better, just because of the McCree. But it's not like this can't work. You're peeking there for no reason? You trying to get headshot by the Widow? Like, what? Why are you over here? Right? So, I take a fire strike. No, wait, I shouldn't have been over there either. Hey, we're just chilling.
Aggressively haven't been bringing it back.
So, both of us made a mistake there. We shouldn't have been there.
Sway.
Move the payload.
He's just thinking, sorry.
Lucy, try and stick with Ryan.
Yeah, that's a good call. I was calling for that as well. See, right here, you've already done better, right? Because you ignored the Widow and you went in to actually do your job.
I'm gonna ult here. Oh, I'm stuck.
I don't know why you walked directly into the Reinhardt, right? Ooh, unlucky. Right? Because, like, instead of walking into the Reinhardt, who's clearly planning a flank shatter, right? You could say, oh shit, there's a Reinhardt here, and then back up. And then I flick my shield around, because I know that there's a Reinhardt now.
Oh, I'm stunned.
But instead you just walked into him, kept walking into him, and got charged.
Oh my god, I got
Right. And then we fought this 5v6 again.
My ultimate is charged. Attack with me.
Yeah, see, like, you avoided the Widow. I mean, you should have been doing that in the first place, but...
Are you kidding me?
Unlucky. Yeah, that fight was over.
From literally around the corner where I can't.
That fight was over the second you got charged and died. Right? Because that ended up being a 5v6.
See.
I thought this guy had a brighter profile.
Yeah. It's too late to switch.
Like, Widow would have been a better pick at the end, but I death blossomed. But then I just kept getting charged by the Ryan after shit happened.
You are right here that,
I've been able to see his shatter coming and avoided it. That's on me.
Yeah.
But the last charge was just out of the blue, and I couldn't have predicted it.
Yes, but also no. Like, the second you saw Reinhardt, like, in general, you shouldn't walk into hallways with Reinhardt, like, unless he's already charged. Because he can just charge you anyway. And you are correct that Widow probably would have been a little bit better there, but Reaper also still could have worked. Like, you as a character were still gonna be fine. It was just the fact that you, I don't want to say overextended, but,
Don't complain about us not.
kind of went in without a plan and got punished.
You have graph. No, play.
This is just me flaming plat players.
Play Junkrat.
Actually, I think that guy's gonna
Comp's fine.
probably go for it.
It's so hard dealing with it in close quarters.
On this map?
Mhm.
Yeah.
This part's relevant.
Or makes
Just
it's
play,
harder to.
play passive. Florida's not even good in this.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna go Ryan's way again.
They're gonna have a Widow. The issue is if when Fire tries to contest me while I'm fighting the Widow.
Why is this here? I'm confused. What is that gonna do? Well, like, you could have, instead of talking to me about flaming plat players, you could have put it, you know, on the mini here, right? Over here, or like on the ledge over here where the Widow can grapple shot. Like, right here, this does nothing, right? The only thing this does is say to the enemy Widowmaker, oh, they have a Widowmaker, right? Unless you're trying to do 3,000 IQ, like, bait her into shooting this, but you're not even looking at the door, right? Maybe you do, but...
Call a Widow if you see her. They're almost certainly gonna have one.
Yeah, see, so like, was that just so you could tell that they had a widow? You were already talking about how you knew they had a widow. This gives her more information than it gives you. See, and you're looking over here for her too. It's okay this time, right? Because the Pharah could come in here, the other widow could grapple in here. It was too early for the first one. You could have gotten value out of it, and you just didn't. Right. So you're probably okay playing defensive here. That's fine. But I don't really understand why. So there's a couple things that you did wrong here, right? So we put down our thing here, right here, right? And you're taking shots here. You're thinking maybe Widow will pop up here. That's fine, right? You can be standing right here. So we put this down. You're okay. Like, not contesting the Widow right here is okay since it's like, we already have the space here and this person just overextended. That's not your fault that the Widow killed them. So right here, this is dead now, right? So what we should do is we should be looking for a flick shot right here, or you should be backing up towards this window over here, right? Like going back around and using the window all the way over there, right? The one that's like sitting right here, okay? But instead of that, you walk up, right? We see that she's not there. She's backed off because it died. And then you reload. You reload. Why are you reloading? You have 27 ammo. Yeah? And this Pharah just dropped in on you and you knew that she killed this. So she probably was flying around over here, right? Doing pharmacy things. And she's like, oh, a widow mine. And she shoots it with a rocket, right? Pew! And then she starts to move in, which is, you know, bad for her, right? She fucked up. She shouldn't have been walking in here. She knows this is your sightline, right? And she walked into it anyway. But you got punished, and I almost guarantee you're going to die right here. Because for some reason you just don't have your gun ready. And with 3 ammo down. Yeah. Yeah, you're dead. Right? So regardless of the person dying here, you still could have made this a 5v5 fight and forced the Mercy to res the Pharah or back off, right? And you're in a perfect position, especially on A in this map, to not let Mercy res anything. You could have saved this fight.
Do you play anti-dive? Yeah, I'm going diva.
Yeah, see, that's good, right? Playing defensive, taking a couple shots, backing off, repositioning. You see this Widow here? You should have died. If this Widow was any better, you'd be dead. I don't know if that was you tunnel visioning on comms or like wanting to place your mine. The mine placement was good, but you should have been seeing this Widow was shooting you, right? And you could have killed her, but instead of her supposed to be killing you. Yes, I talked about this earlier. Comms from your team are important, and if I had called the Widow there, maybe you could have seen her. But I am playing D.Va right now, so I was focusing on getting her out of line of sight, right? Because it's D.Va's job to, well, partly D.Va's job to push the Widow out and give you space to work, right? The only thing that you did here is like almost die.
I was just spacing out. That was my bad.
I need healing.
Like, ideally, yes. It would have been better if I had called it and you had headshot her. That's 100% true. But, like, outside of playing in duos and groups, you're probably not going to get those calls all the time. So it is important for you to understand where her positioning is going to be, right? Because she was probably either at this window, or on the payload, right? With her team. So, like, it's really only these 3 places that she can be peeking if she wants to be aggressive. So the first thing you should have done when grappling up to that little area there is be looking at the window, right? Because I didn't call out this being a bad grapple because you, like, were probably in, I mean, you should have been grappling up here intending to contest this window, right? So the first thing you should have done was look at this window. Because we know she can already be there, right? And, like, clearly you can see her before I even saw her, right? And you're just kind of sitting around like you don't see her. So since you don't know that she's here, I'm not sure why you're grappling on to this platform that you are, right? This hallway is not contested by the enemy team, right? You backed off, which is fine, and you don't want to be taking chip damage. But instead of, like, coming up here, if you didn't even intend to look at the widow, you should be going up here, right? Sitting in this window right here, right? To get vision on where they may or may not be, instead of ignoring the widow. So I'm not really sure the thought process here.
You should have called the widow there.
And seeing you adjusted your position to be where you should have been. So your grapple was, like, pretty pointless.
Just go back to Road Dog.
Where's the Farah?
Where's the Farah? Where's the Farah? So I assume you were looking for the Farah instead of the widow right here. There's the Farah. There's the Farah. I don't know why you're asking where she is. She's literally right here. You tracking me? Because you think I'm the Farah?
Where's the Farah?
Okay, now we're in the right place.
Alright.
You're too consumed with the Farah. That fight was already over. You could have just positioned more defensively in the first place, right? Like, okay, let's go back here. A little farther back. Because this fight,
You should have called the widow there.
I was just spacing out. That was my bad.
I need healing.
so right here, why are you moving? Right? What are we doing over here? Right? Because we're going to walk back here. Why? You have grapple. You can position yourself, like, without walking and separating yourself from the team. Right? You could have grappled, like I said before, you could have grappled right here into this window, right? And had sights. Or you could have grappled up here, flanked around, right? But instead, yes, your Rhine feeds, right? Which is not good. Your Rhine fed, he's too far. You're probably going to lose this fight anyway, right? So now, without a Reiner, we're walking backwards to look for a pick to even up the fight.
Where's the Farah?
We lost this point right here. Like, this fight is now over. I'm going to get demeched and die. Right? That was a good charge. The call here is to die on point. Right? You're in the correct position, but no amount of kills is going to save this fight. So, you should be backing off towards spawn right now. I really hope you don't die at the end here. Oh, you do. That's right. Well, this is okay then, right? You dying early was actually better. Lucky for you, that Widow found you. Because now you can regroup with your team.
Actually tryharding for this game. And you guys are actually throwing it for me. Holy shit.
Unlucky.
Call Ryan when you, or call Widow when you see her.
Yeah, I didn't call her here.
Also,
Call
what
her
you're doing is
here.
talking about
Her
how
call the
you're
walls
trying to
anyway.
Communicate something actually useful.
And you're tilting. Yeah, that was just unlucky though. I didn't hear that because of the spawn either. There's nothing much you can do about that. What are you doing? Are we going full bot mode?
Dude, you guys are literally getting destroyed. Why? Please,
try
I'm
that
actually tryharding for this game. And you guys are actually throwing it for me. Holy shit.
Right, so we plan a fight here. Oh, you die here again. Yeah, just unlucky.
Call Ryan when you, or call Widow when you see her.
So the team, this Zen's fragging out.
So if all you're doing is talking about how
So this is contestable because it's a
you're doing
4v5, right?
communicate something
Or a 4v4.
actually useful.
Didn't notice the run dying. Why don't you grapple back up here? Right? Your team's fighting it. Greg's here calling for a contest. What are we doing? What are these sightlines? Why are you here? The fight's over here, bud. I'm calling for die on the payload. Right? So you're correct to back off if the fight was definitely over? But our Zen frags out again, right? So I say, oh, just win or die. Right? We're using ultimates. Okay? So you've wasted the last, like, at least 10 seconds. Just doing nothing. Your team already won this.
Fine.
Honestly, it's better.
Like, completely without you. You know the Hammond's coming after you. Right? What is this grapple? Grappling towards the shots. You could have grappled into this window. Right? Beforehand. Like we're just playing grapple rope party in the back. We're just chilling. The Hammond's rolling. You can hear him.
Hammond's
It's fine. It's whatever. You didn't expect that.
Honestly, it's better if you just Ryan bots here.
Like your line of sight's good, but the Hammond's after you now. If you went into this window, you wouldn't really be contested by people over here, and you could be watching like right here, just to not die. Go to the mini, you know, like get some sights in here. I hope you, yeah. I mean, I guess it's okay since the team wasn't actually poking. I guess you were just taking damage from the Hammond. So the grapple was okay.
Did that sting?
You could be even more aggressive with this flank. The Zenyatta saw you here, so you probably shouldn't be peeking in this doorway again. Right? Because he's gonna right-click you. You could walk up the stairs or grapple up here to shoot down on them, like, this way, right? Like, if you had the sightlines here, instead of just the door. If you were standing in this hallway here, right? Hopefully you go up there. And just ignore this, Zenyatta. Okay, that's fine.
Where's the Widow?
Just looking for a quick pick and coming back. That's alright. I do think you could have played more aggressively here. I think it probably would have been beneficial to play aggressively here. I guess this is okay. I don't know why you wasted the time to come left. Because, like, now the fight's going to be happening on the payload because you wasted these precious seconds. See, like, what are we doing? We're just doing 360s for no reason? Okay.
What the actual fuck, dude?
You wouldn't be in an SMG battle with the Widowmaker if you were up here on the window. And if she was there earlier, you could have gotten the jump on her. Yeah, again, just because you're positioning.
Back right.
You shouldn't be, like,
Widow's on right.
so close to that Widow.
We got hammered down, so we instantly lost that.
Je ne vais plus te lâcher.
I mean, the hammer down wasn't your fault, but it was, again, a 5v6. Because you were out of position and dead. This is fine. Ryan's feeding. Unscathed, nothing you can do about that. See, like, why are you paying attention to this Hammond? Again, you could be, like, peeking around the left side of the box looking to hit this Pharah. Like, you have walls, right? Like, why are you just not utilizing the information that gives you? The Hammond's easy to see anyway. You should be trying to pot shot this Pharah, you know?
And walked away every single time.
Even right here, you shouldn't be targeting the Hammond.
McCree or Greta.
You trying to die? You're marked by the Widow. I don't know why you're, like, popping back up here. You're gonna be lucky if she doesn't headshot you.
Fire 1. Dead.
Yeah, see? Before I killed you. Or the Widow, pretty much. Because if you had been sitting here down in the left with the tanks, you could have contested the Pharah instead of putting yourself in such a precarious position.
I'm just gonna dive their Zen.
Yeah. There's too many things for me to feel for.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was just unlucky spam.
Like you say, you switch to Soldier to help counter the Pharah, but you're not doing anything to him.
Flaming the plat players.
It's real.
Yeah. I don't want to be too harsh, but this game was almost entirely fought 5v6, and the only work that you did was on the initial attack on A. Your positioning is, like, pretty abysmal. Like, you need to be in high ground or in places that actually give you a cone of vision, not just, like, taking pot shots at the tanks. If you want to do that, you'd rather be on something like Soldier. I know this guy's on Soldier, even McCree would be better, Hanzo, but, like, your positioning is, like, why you're losing, even the 1v1s. Okay.